But slavery was hardly just a Southern affair, she writes. This is the New York Times. It's fucking unbelievable. These fucking people are such frauds. It's unbelievable. So if a white cast does Hamilton like that, they're canceling it, right? Like immediately.
Yes, it would be gone. It wouldn't be
immediately.
Have you seen Hamilton?
Oh God. Oh, Jesus Christ. I tried to watch 2 seconds of it. Fucking awful. What are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing? Pretending this is good?
That's a hate crime to say that it's not good.
Oh,
I am uncomfortable.
Horrendous. Oh, I hate musicals anyway, though. But Jesus, that's bad.
When did they come for Hamilton, though?
They will. Oh, that's going to happen.
But they've been defended now because, there was a minority cast, a minority wrote it.
I'm not saying the guy, look, I mean, I'm sure he's a talented guy and everything. But, I have no patience for musicals. None.
Well, then it wasn't for you.
No, yeah. I fell asleep during it, but my wife was telling me about it because she watched it, and my first thought, which Steve just said, but how this is going to be the most confusing cancel of all time.
It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work.
Playing. Yeah. No,
it's because it's a celebrated piece of culture by the people who are doing the canceling.
Put it this way, even as celebrated as it is and how much everybody loves Lin-Manuel Miranda now, if that came out today, it would have no chance. Dead on arrival.
Right.
Do you think it was...
So I'm so indoctrinated to Kirk Minihane that my first thought when she told me this was, this is going to have to be canceled. And
I think so. Yeah, no, it has to go. It has to. And I'll say this right now. And I think social media will agree. Lin-Manuel Miranda needs to be canceled for bringing this person into our lives.
But why?
He's venerating a founding father. Alexander Hamilton, okay, maybe he didn't own a bunch of slaves, but did he ever have a conversation with George Washington?
Did he end slavery?
Yeah. No, he did not.
It happened on his watch.
He also he established a federal financial system that helped slavery.
He was also a worm, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Total rat.
Yeah. What will the logic be when they come after Hamilton? Like when it gets taken down?
He existed during the time of slavery.
Right, but if it's an all-minority cast, how do they...
Oh, no, it has nothing to do with the cast.
That play will survive. That play will survive.
Well, that's irrelevant to this conversation.
He
himself will be canceled. I think you're saying they were going to come after the
I think they have to come after the play. You can't celebrate the life story of a man who... Well, I mean, I'll just say it. He was a racist.
Right, but that play gives so many minorities jobs in acting.
Well, Jennifer Schlussler, or whatever her name is, of the New York Times... Hamilton, the historical record, frequently asked questions. See, when it's like that, let's walk you through and tell you why it's okay. Whereas,
why didn't Lin-Manuel Miranda
Manuel Miranda, not Manuel.
Manuel Miranda. Why didn't he write Tubman or Douglas?
It's a good question.
It's a great question.
It's a good question.
Do you think it's a really good musical, and you just don't like musicals, or it's overhyped because
Hamilton was genuinely anti-slavery? The New York Times writes. Even some scholars say the intensity of his opposition has been overstated.
Yes. Okay. I mean, read the Federalist Papers. Where was the Federalist paper where he said, the Constitution will end up abolishing slavery? There wasn't one.
Gordon Reed tweeted, Hamilton did not write pamphlets against slavery. I hate to be that historian.
There you go.
Which characters in the show own slaves? Most of them, actually.
Funny ask.
I mean, Jefferson's a huge part of it, of course. So, I mean, you have that. But slavery was hardly just a Southern affair, she writes. This is the New York Times. It's fucking unbelievable. These fucking people are such frauds. It's unbelievable. So if a white cast does Hamilton like that, they're canceling it, right? Like immediately.
Yes, it would be gone. It wouldn't be
immediately.
On Disney+.
But they're bending over a typical pretzelry right here.
If we wanted to do our own rendition of Hamilton as part of the Wilbur Show.
Is slavery bad? New York Times writes. Not really. Wait, did Hamilton himself own slaves? Possibly, they're right. Why dig?
You see, it was an economic. It was the time.
Is that not fucking unbelievable?
Well, see, Hamilton was a man of his time. Right?
Thank you for this call. This fucking paper, which has been hammering to change history, to ask like us to give money in reparations to people for 107 years ago.
The 1619 Project, trying to rewrite the founding of the country.
I'm happy to have the reparations conversation. I'm happy to have it. I don't know if people love my take on it. That's fine. But did Hamilton own slaves? Possibly. When his mother died in 1768, she left Hamilton and her brother an enslaved boy, but they were not able to inherit since they had been born out of wedlock. Oh. And there is some documentation suggesting Hamilton may have owned slaves later.
But
the evidence is ambiguous.
But the same people will come out and say Thomas Jefferson was a rapist.
Right. Well, I think he
based on circumstantial evidence that's less certain than this about Hamilton.
He was, but that's okay.
It may have been
All right. Well, you and the New York Times agree about a lot then.
Sheesh, chill out. Another question. This woman writes a question saying the answers. Hamilton's a work of fiction, right? Oh, God. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for that call. It's worth reading.
He'd known slaves till he was an older man.
God, and he was really nice to them, too. God.
One of the better slave owners.
Jesus.
If you're going to rank them.
Let him in the house from time
Is that
to
just
time.
unbelievable? Is that just not perfect right
It's
there?
just dripping in hypocrisy.
Oh,
Now let's
God.
remember, it
Drowning in
was the time, so you got to give some credit to the nicer slave owners.
That's true.